So this couple owns 16 properties, and when they divorced, it exposed much bigger problems in their finances. Divorce was filed in 2020, so it took 5 years to come to this settlement. You might think that having 16 property means they must be well-to-do and in a financially good shape, right? The husband has only $2,000 in the bank account, and at the point of the divorce, the husband had raked up $130,000 in credit card debt. Because he don't have money to pay for his needs, he had to borrow to pay for his needs. A lot of their money has been locked up in fixed asset. Just because a person has lots of fixed asset does not mean that they are in good shape. I think their cash flow is a ticking time bomb. It will explode at some point. Divorce merely brought it forward. I think there's many ways we can measure how well we are doing financially, but one of the good metrics will be cash flow. How healthy is your cash flow? Are you having sufficient positive cash flow every month? If every month you're running on deficit, then at some point in time it's going to dip into your savings, dip into your assets. The second takeaway I have from this case is the commingling of assets. There's no right and wrong on this topic. I mean, some couples that I know wouldn't mind putting their assets together and share their assets as though they are one unit. But there's also some couples that I know, they'll keep their assets, their finances separate as though they are two independent units and only merge when necessary. And in this case, their divorce was very messy because there's a lot of disagreement on how assets should be split. It begs the question, should couple actually be sharing their assets as one, or should couple keep their assets separately? The next point I took away is also an interesting one, which is the assets are not divided equally. The husband got 51% while the wife received 49%. I feel that there's this belief in Singapore that women will have more in the event of a divorce, and I think this case is a perfect example that that is not true. The husband received slightly more than the wife. Another point I took away from this case is the poor documentation of this couple. Despite having so many property, the accounts was not done properly. They are unable to ascertain who contributed how much to each property, what are the expenses like in this property. And I think this is important not from the divorce perspective, but from an investment evaluation perspective. Without proper documentation, how can you evaluate the performance of your investments? I think the better way to manage your investment is to keep a record of your investment inflows and outflows. So someday, if you do decide to sell your investment property or any other investment, you have a way to measure the performance. Then you know whether it's good or not. There's one more takeaway in this case, which is the division of foreign assets. So the wife took away most of the US asset. It made me wonder if the wife is going to pay capital gain tax on some of this property. At the end of this case, both of them walk away with $4 over million of assets. I'm not sure whether that is the net worth because I believe some of this property might have loans with it. So are they really rich? I don't know. But I do have a question for you. Do you think couples should commingle their assets or should they keep it separate? What do you think?